Question 5. Not all creators would consider themselves artistic. Do you believe you have to be artistic to live a life of creation?
Absolutely not. Because as we said, creation manifests itself on so many labels. It doesn't have to be artistic. My creation is creating platforms for other people to be creative. So I'm not artistic.
Right.
I don't think I've ever done anything artistic in my entire life that was of any worth. But I still
Well,
feel like I create.
writing a poem would be considered artistic, even if it didn't go anywhere.
Dude, when you're in seventh grade, your poems aren't anything, man. Or however old I was. Yeah,
Right.
it was just. But yeah, no, you don't have to be artistic.
Yeah, and I think that's the heart of what I'm trying to get across is
Yeah.
just like,
Like
look, anyone doing something is a creator.
yeah, like you created a good life for your family.
Right.
Is that artistic? No. Is it important? Is it creative? Heck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I talk about my wife a lot. Just she's a stay-at-home mom, doesn't do a traditional creation type thing, but I mean, she creates a wonderful home for her family and feeds
Yeah.
us and does all this stuff. It's like we
Yeah.
would fall apart without her.
Yeah. You
So yeah,
created
she's being
yeah.
very important.
And you guys created a good environment for your kids. And
Right.
hopefully like that carries on. Like they learn from what you've given them, what you've created for them,
Right.
and they can carry that on to the next generation.
Right.
Like we're all, even like me not having kids, probably not gonna have kids. Like I'm still somewhat responsible for creating the next generation of humans that are hopefully going to treat each other right.
Right. So
And
I mean, ultimately, then is that what a life of creation is? Passing down the knowledge and the experiences that will make the next generation better people.
absolutely,
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
that's
We're doing what we can to create a better world.
right. That's essentially the heart of a life of creation. Then
Yeah, and
you and I
if
solved it right there.
yeah, yeah, we're done. We're good.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah, like as I said, I don't have kids. I probably won't, but I can still influence nieces and nephews. And, the other week I was out running and there was a little girl trying to find her lost dog. And I stopped what I was doing and helped her find her lost dog. And acts of kindness, I think, create a normalcy of people being kind to each other.
right.
You hope that carries on.
And I mean, even there's that aspect, and even in what you do, how you are running your business is going to impact the lives of future yous.
100%.
And it's like if you're showing a good example now on how to be as an older veteran of the scene and how you look at the younger generations and treat
Hmm.
them and you go, okay, I did that. Now I'm doing this. I'm opening doors for you guys so that when you guys get to my spot, you know how to open doors for the next kids.
Yeah, and I think something that I think it's important for us to touch on is that some people, way too many as they get older, have the whole mindset of it was better my generation, and they try to strip the current generation of their value.
Right.
And like your hardcore isn't as good. Well, guess what? People said the same thing about our hardcore who were into it 10 years before we did, who saw
Right.
Gorilla Biscuits and stuff. 10 years before that, people who saw Minor Threat are telling me people who saw Gorilla Biscuits, your hardcore isn't good. 10 years before that, people who saw The Damned and the Dead Boys and the Stooges are telling people who saw Minor Threat, your punk isn't validated.
Right.
10 years before that, some people were saying the same thing. Well, your rock and roll isn't any good because I saw Black Sabbath.
Right.
And you can keep doing that. You can always tear down the generation. And I think that is such a huge disservice because no
Right.
matter what generation you are, another generation is going to be able to put you down. And
Right.
hopefully they don't, because we shouldn't be discouraging each other from this.
Right. Call it the grumpy man syndrome.
Yeah, I really don't want to ever be that guy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easy when I hear these new bands and I'm like, dude, this is basically new metal. Like this is more influenced by Korn than Bad Brains.
Right. You're
But
like,
you know
oh,
what? Maybe I just don't get it. I'm glad that people are still doing something DIY.
right.
That's more important than the sound. So go do
Right.
it.
Yeah. I mean, it's every generation is going to have their sound, and
Hmm.
it's as veterans of, being in those kind of environments, we need to be the ones to be like, let the kids figure out their
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah. I don't necessarily need to listen to it. I'm just glad that it's available to them.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm just happy that there is a scene,
Yeah.
you know.
Because some kid who might be as troubled as I was at that age, it might save him too.
Right.
Might save her too. I want them to have that opportunity.